Good evening, Patriots. This evening, at just a little bit after 9 o'clock, I had police knock on my door and also a representative from Sutherland Shire Council, and they served papers on me. I've got a summons to go to court tomorrow to the Supreme Court of New South Wales at 2:30. So if you can please come and join us at 2:30, come and support us. We'll be at the Supreme Court tomorrow. Now, I think it's really unfair to be served with papers at 9 o'clock at night. What sort of due process is that? I'm more than happy to go to court and fight for our sort of rights to, hold a free assembly in the interest of democracy and free speech. It's just sort of at 9 o'clock at night, I've got basically very little time to prepare for it. But at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. We've got a decision to make here. We submit to Sharia law. And that's what it seems the establishment, because their favourite little pets, the Muslims, can go around and do what they like. They can go out like they did in January, and Hezbollah Sharia can hold a rally. 800 people there. They can call for the violent overthrow of the West. They can call for the murder of Jews. And yet, did anybody sort of deny them their right to have their little assembly there? And it was just, that's a hate-filled assembly. But when we want to go and mark an important date in our calendar, a time when Australians stood up and defended their suburb against these thugs, it's the victim's all of a sudden the perpetrator. So we've got a real choice here whether we don't hold the Cronulla Memorial and we submit to this nonsense which the political establishment wants us to submit. But I don't think we should. And it's a very serious matter to go to court tomorrow at 2:30. But I'd really like you to come down and join us and spread the word and get it out on radio, get it out there, because this is about free speech. We're under attack. The political oligarchy, whether labelled Liberal and Greens, they don't want Australians to get out there and be truthful about the failures of Muslim immigration, antisocial behaviour, multiculturalism, the whole lot. But this letter that I got from Sutherland Shire Council, this is a separate matter to the Supreme Court, that if I don't make a written reply to their demands by 2 p.m. tomorrow, this matter is going to the Australian Human Rights Commission and also the Federal Court. And it's just nonsense. They want us to refrain from our proposed rally, and they want all the material and any references to the rally or talk about the sort of like the criminal behaviour of Muslim gangs. It's all written out here, and I'm going to put it on social media so you can have a look for yourself. I don't want to bore you with all the finer details, but you should read it. It's just an attack on free speech. It really sort of is amazing that people who suffered years of intimidation, harassment, sexual sort of harassment too, and even many cases of rape, that all of a sudden that we can't, react to these sort of antisocial behaviour. Well, of course we've got a right. This has got nothing to do with racism. This is just sort of highlighting the antisocial behaviour of many of these Muslim people, and we should have a right. But I don't want to bore you with all these sort of details anyway, but 2:30 at the Supreme Court, and look at this little beauty just before I go. Racial Discrimination Act 1975, Section 18C, we all remember that when Andrew Bolt was taken to court. It's absolutely ridiculous, Both sides can be argued, but it's sort of like, we're not calling for incitement or vilification of anybody. We're speaking the truth. And it seems these days that truth is the new hate speech. So I hope to see you at court 2:30 tomorrow. Thank you very much.